Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday, 13th of July, 2021, 7:15 p.m. here in Ireland. I'm glad you are all with us today. I'm Wanderley with us, as usual.
Okay.
And today we are here to discuss Chapter 7. Keep going on our discussion because we studied last week, Chapter 7. But we went to up to item 10, and now we will start on item 11 of the Chapter 7. So, and the Chapter 7 is saying, blessed are the poor in spirit. So, we will talk more about this. Let me see here. Hey, look who's here, Don. Good to have you, my friend. Yeah. All right. And Carlos, good to have you here, Carlos, as well. So, Don, I hope you're okay. Someone told me you can fry an egg on a sidewalk in Chicago. So I hope everything's okay with you there. And hello to our friends from Ireland, SSI workers from Sweden. They'll be here shortly. Portugal, UK, Brazil, so, and America, just here sat down, but we have Linda, we have many friends, Robbie, so we have many friends from America with us today. Okay, so let's start here. Wanderley, would you mind to do the initial prayer?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So for those who feel comfortable, I'd like to invite you to close your eyes. To take a deep breath. Let's thank God for everything that we have, the good and the bad. Let's thank God for all the experiences that we have gained in this life. Let's thank God also for our families and friends, and for everyone who have passed through our life, who has brought to us some memories, some good moments to remember. Let's be thankful also even for those who have left marks in our hearts, perhaps marks which we feel more pain than joy. But let's not forget that all the experiences that we have, all the good and the bad, they come for a reason, which is for us to learn, to improve. So let's be thankful for the opportunity, and let's also thank the mentors of the Spiritist Federation of Ireland, from the Kardec Radio, and each one of you who are here with us tonight. Thank God, and so be it.
Okay, good. So don't say here, all good, not in Chicago, but out of California is reaching 40, 43 Celsius. The huge lakes are drying up. Yeah. Stuff, Maria, welcome to our study here. So, we need to start, and let me let me kick off here. We started on a last Tuesday. What it does mean the poor in spirit, okay, which is those friends. When we think like a poor spirit, we always trigger to our mind it's someone who is poor, who is totally, when we also the same thing when we think, oh, he's humble for us sometimes is a person who is poor out of money as well. And we explained that that's not the case here. This is not what happened here. We can have like rich people being, and those people are humble, they are poor in spirit, they do everything. But also, we do have those who are poor in terms of wealth, and they are not humble, they are not this type of, they don't follow this type of virtue here. Okay? And what blocks this and what define if a person it's poor in spirit or humble enough is their pride, self is the pride and selfishness. So I'm not saying you don't need to have pride, you do not have selfishness in order to be poor spirit. It's not this. What we are saying here is how you are dealing with that, how you negotiate, because this is a kind of negotiation, Wanderley. It's a kind of negotiation with yourself. Now,
Yeah.
if we are here, it's because we do have a pride and we do have a selfishness. Some have a little bit more, others have a big one, some others have a small thing, but if you are here incarnated, it means we do need to practice this virtue. And how to deal with it is the question here. Up to which moment you allow your pride to take control of your actions. Up to what moment you allow your selfishness take control of yourself. So the main point here is we need to practice and do not let this selfishness, this pride control ourselves. As more as we can or we are able to control this, better for us, better for our evolution, and more humble we will become. What do you think, Wanderley? This is just a recap and just introductory for today's talk.
I think I agree with you, Steven. But when you say like more we become humble, more we know how to deal with humility and learn how to deal with the others, we're going to improve. We have to understand that we don't do that in one life.
No.
Thank God we have reincarnation to help us. And here in item 11, sorry, of the Gospel according to Spiritism, pride and humility, the Spirit of Lacordaire gives to us a beautiful explanation about certain things which are related with pride and humility. And he tries to remember us how many times we look at someone on the streets and we make that person smaller than us because we have more material means than the other person. How many times we look at someone from a different race, different color, and I think we are in a better position than them. Perhaps because history have treated those people badly, unjustly. But because we are here in the position of power, we think God likes us more than them. And once we say to them, be careful, because today you are in this power position, but maybe in the future you're gonna be someone who's gonna be broken and may lose everything. Or maybe before in the past you were someone who had nothing and you were struggling. But once you say this, as Lacordaire explains to us, to the prideful person, that person says, "You are crazy. It's just ideas of spiritualism, spiritism, or philosophy, whatever." But that's something quite naive, because that's the world we live in. It's the world of the powerful, the world of the prideful, the world of those who have more. And Lacordaire explains to them, poor you, because one day you will die, because that's the only certainty we have in this life. And once we go to the spiritual world, because we're gonna go, even if we believe it or not, we're gonna face the reality. And here we have in the Gospel according to Spiritism and in the Bible also many passages where Jesus tries to explain this. He tries to say, live your life in the best way possible now. Try to help one another. To don't be like the rich man of the Lazarus parable. The rich man who had everything, then he died, and Lazarus, a poor man, once he was in the spiritual world, he was considered a blessed spirit. Why? Was just because he was poor? So are you saying to me that all the poor people are blessed and all the rich they are not? No. But Lazarus, he lived a life that even if he didn't have much, everything that he had, he used to share with the people from his community. He was older than some younger people in his community, some women who had kids, who partners left and run away. And Lazarus, an older man, despite of not being related with these girls, he used to go there and share his bread with them. So Lazarus, he lived a life not for himself, but for the others. Lazarus didn't care about the power that we have here on earth. He knew that something was awaiting for his spirit. Maybe he didn't have the knowledge that we have here nowadays in Spiritism, but he had something which only experienced spirits. They gather throughout time, throughout reincarnation, which is the internal faith that even if they don't know anything about the spiritism, about reincarnation, they know that something awaits for them. And how come Lazarus had this and some people they don't have? Lazarus made better choices. Maybe Lazarus lived a different life than the other ones surrounding him. But everything was up to his choices. It wasn't because he was better or he was worse. God liked him more or liked him less. God gave to the rich person of the Lazarus parable the chance of knowing everything what Lazarus knew. But the man chose to live his life only for the material. And we have free will, guys. Make no mistakes. Whatever you want to live, God will allow. If you want to live a life only pursuing richness, pleasure, fame, power, we are not saying that these things are bad. No, they are not bad. They are good in a balance. But once we decide only to live for them, like the rich man, and Lacordaire explains this beautifully here, you're gonna be losing your humility, your humbleness. You're only going to be thinking that you are the most powerful and you are the most important. And you think that you're never gonna die, like you have the parable of Lazarus. But one day, out of nowhere, you die. And then you are faced with all your choices. What can you do, Stevan? Tell me. And you say, let me go back. I just need
Yeah,
one or two.
I forgot
Just,
something there.
I forgot something there. I have to fix something.
Yeah.
No, we won't have this time. That's why Lacordaire explains to us, live your life. Lazarus Lacordaire does not ask us to live like a Buddhist monkey, a priest inside of a church and not having social life. Give all the riches. I have my mobile phone here. I have my computer in front of me. He's not saying give everything to the poor. No, but he's trying to say to us, find a balance. Because if you don't have this balance, one day life will knock your door and say, hey, it's your turn. Let's go back there. And then, my friends, I think
Yeah.
we're gonna be in big trouble. What do you think, Stevan?
No, it's completely right. We needed to nation. Okay. Internet fail.
Yeah, internet
You
fail.
can
Yeah, I
hear
don't know
me?
if it's my or yours. I cannot hear you
I
properly.
don't know. I just saw something blink here. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that too.
Yeah. Okay. So I think the big question here is it's reincarnation, because in there is no reason you can read off all your prideful in one single life. There is no way when you become a angel in terms of attitudes and everything in one single life. It's a process. And this process is called reincarnation. If you still have doubts about reincarnation, I invite you to read. There are wonderful books written by Ian Stevenson. Is a doctor, and he studied reincarnation. I don't know, big part of his life, and there are wonderful books. He's not a spiritist. That's why I'm recommending. It's not saying anything about spiritism. He just proved. You just study this case of reincarnation. Many cases he studied. So saying this, and thanking the work for Ian Stevenson, or I don't know, Wanderley, see if you know more scientists who studied
Gene Cutler.
Gene Tuckler. So yeah, so all these guys, we can say to you, reincarnation does exist, and reincarnation, it is the uh, most powerful justice we have. And don't say here, Ian was at the University of Virginia. Yes, correct, Ian. Correct, Ian. Correct, Don. Yes, he was part of the University of Virginia. And what we are saying here is we need to reincarnate, and much of us, okay, I can reincarnate, but I don't remember what I did in my previous reincarnation. And there it is, the mercy of God. That is his justice of God. Because God is just, and God just is good. This is what we need to see and understand, that the reincarnation we don't remember, because if we think we remember about it, what's the point? What's the value in, oh, I kill a lot of people, I made Wanderley struggling last life, I did so bad things to Wanderley last life, I needed to recover myself. I needed to do good things to Wanderley right now. By the way, we do not guarantee we will reincarnate at the same time. No, that's another point. But you try to make up with Wanderley. I'm trying to make up with Wanderley because I I know this is wrong and I want to fix, or because I have already in my mind, oh, I need to fix this. There is a second intention. That's why when we reincarnate, it's kind of let's reset, let's reboot everything, and you need to work all the virtues you have acquired from your previous life, plus the lessons you have learned in this life, and you need to make you today. And this person today should be, in theory, better than the previous in the past, the person you were in the past. Let me see here. Robbie gave some comments. Always meant to bring us to our potential. We all have the same potential, but we will arrive there at different times. The blessing of reincarnation allows us to pay off debts we have incurred from the past while gaining new knowledge. That's it. That's what I said, Robbie. Today, my, let's say, my weapons to fight is what I have acquired in my previous lives. All the knowledge, all this. But I say, oh, but I don't remember what I did. I don't remember. So you don't remember. I don't want to remember as well, and I think Wanderley don't remember as well. But the virtues, the notion of, oh, I am doing right, I am doing wrong, I'm harming someone, I'm not harming someone. This is your basis to take your decision today. And this is most of experiences you lived in the past. There are people who sometimes remember. There are even therapies when you go to the psychologist, or you can do like a regression. There are okay, but we are not talking about it. We are talking about, okay, what I have now, what I need to fight for, what I need. So we will end up here to see a good man is that man who tried to do always good. Not good just for you, good for people, so for those who are surrounding you and to yourself. We will make mistakes. Of course, you're going to do mistakes. Because here we are to learn. But it's better make mistake trying to do good than you make a mistake and you know you are doing something bad. That is a difference here.
Yeah.
And this is what accounts for us. When I do something with my best intention, but for something it's harms Wanderley or harm you or harm, sorry, no, I did my best. But when I'm gonna do this and I have the plan and I will make, that's the problem. No, that's the problem. And you, Wanderley, do you think you are a good man?
Not close, but I'm trying to get, I don't know. I'm trying to be better than I was before. That's for sure. I think I am a little bit better than before. I cannot say, oh, I'm not. No, I think I am. I'm trying harder. I make mistakes. Sometimes I forgot about certain things and I do the same mistake again. Very true. But I think that's the beauty of Spiritism, at least for me. Could be maybe another philosophy for anyone else who is watching here. Could be someone who doesn't believe in anything, but they like a writer, or they like, I don't know, some kind of idea. So anything which makes you rethink and try to involve you in a position that you have to be better than yesterday, for me is good. Spiritism for me is the best tool for me, Wanderley. For someone else could be different. But using what Stevan said, I want to add something like Corder here says. We were living in a time before where everything was me, me, me. There was the time of surviving where everything that all the surroundings that we were a part, we have to fight to eat, we have to fight to survive, we have to fight to get clothes, we have to harm someone, like Steven was saying, in order to get what we want. Now, in this time that we are living right now, things are changing a little bit. We are still having people like this, but I honestly believe that the majority are trying to improve themselves. Are they angels yet? No, far from it. But they are human beings who have learned and who are still learning from their previous mistakes, and they are trying to improve. They are trying to make Earth a better place. That's why many times when Jesus was in the Gospels mentioning about the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of God, that and all the religions they believe that this place will exist. In fact, I think I said several times here, like Emmanuel says, the kingdom of heaven is inside of ourselves, it is inside our heart. So do not expect to die to go to somewhere else better. Do not expect to be living a life that you are just being selfish. And once you die, you think, oh, I'm gonna be an angel. I died. I was in my last hour. I repent for everything which I did. God forgave me. Unfortunately, that's not really the case from what we believe in Spiritism. Because all actions that we do will echo through eternity until the mistakes, until all the energy which was generated from that action is extinguished throughout time. And how will this energy and this action be vanished? By ourselves coming back again with reincarnation, fixing the previous mistakes. What I'm trying to say is like this. Imagining the Spanish Inquisition. Sorry if there is any Spanish person here. I'm not trying to point any finger to his Spanish history, just using as an example, okay? Imagine all the people burning people, killing people at that time. Who do you think will fix that problem which Spain has generated for themselves? Someone far away? Yes, some spirits they incarnate in different countries for sure. We come to different locations to gather different experience, but that spirits they will be connected, maybe not with Spain, but with that energy. So they may fix this kind of energy and attitude and actions somewhere else. That's why once we are reincarnating, we are going to different countries. Sometimes we are this kind of person that anytime that we go somewhere, everything goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime that we touch something, something break. We have that energy on us. We go out to a nightclub, for example, someone touches us, we start to have a fight. So, or anytime that we go to, let's give an example, each relationship that we go through, the same thing happen over and over again. So we are like a magnet, which is attracting things. I'm a kind of magnetic, which I attract certain things, which perhaps Steven attracts a different thing. But we have this energy. And André Luiz explained to us that until we don't fix this, and also Kardec in the Heaven and Hell, the moral code of the oh God, the moral code of the future life, where he explains to us that everything that we do, we must fix ourselves and not someone else. Until we don't fix everything, we're still going to be struggling. But we are in a time right now, like Lacordaire says here, that even if Jesus came back to earth, we would still condemn him.
Of course, we.
Some of us, yeah, some of us would still blaming the others, instead of taking, you know, the responsibility for us. But Earth is changing, and we have to change. In order to Earth to fully change, we have to change ourselves. We repeat this point all over and over. What we are trying to say is this: if we don't take responsibility for who we are and the actions that we commit, the thoughts that we have, the things that we say, and if we're still thinking that is the others, is the politics, is the coronavirus, is the, I don't know, the big tech giants, is the governments who is doing everything with us. Some people they do, and I respect, they believe in these kind of things, that's fine. But Jesus is trying to bring to us the responsibility of our own life. Then I ask everyone who is watching here, do you want to take responsibility of your own life, or do you still going to be blaming the others?
Yeah.
Until we don't change this mindset, or at least we don't try, we're still going to be struggling. We're still going to be in circles. The Hindus, they say something quite nice. Their circle of samsara, their circle of reincarnation, where they say, until you don't break certain pattern, you're still going to be here in a circle reincarnating, 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 reincarnating. Yes, and we all know that there are many, many worlds around the universe, that all the spirits, at some stage, they're gonna go to progress. Earth is just a school, it's just a place of passage. Okay? So we have to improve ourselves. But in order to improve certain aspects of our personality, we have to know, what do I have to improve? That's why we always recommend, try to improve your self knowledge. Perhaps go and find a therapy. Perhaps go and find certain philosophy in order to open up your mind and question yourselves. Why do I still doing this even if I don't want to do that anymore? So many of us, I'm gonna just use an example of chocolate cake. I always like chocolate cake here. You say to yourself, I don't want to eat a chocolate cake. Steven, you like chocolate cake, yeah? So we all love chocolate cake here. Huh?
Oh, I want brownie.
With brownie, yeah. But sometimes we go there, we eat one piece of chocolate cake and we are not happy. We eat the entire cake. And then we are there full. Oh, God. Why did I eat everything? Why did I eat this entire cake? Now I'm feeling so full. I'm feeling bad now. So until we don't, instead of react to our emotions and to our instincts, and we don't control ourselves and trying to guide these instincts that we have to, in order for them to work for us, we're gonna be slaves of our instincts. And once we are still a slave of our instincts, we're still going to be suffering. That's what Kardec says here. That's why he says here to us that we have to allow this change to happen. We have to give a chance. We have to fight our bad tendencies. We have to try to improve. But I talk too much, Steven. Sorry.
No, really, fine. I like you when you say too much. Well, this is we can find on item 12, like say, humans, why do you complain about the calamities that you yourselves have reaped upon your heads?
Chocolate cake.
I like chocolate cake. If I eat too much chocolate cake, next time I go to the US, I need to go walking, running, because otherwise I will not fit in the airplane seat, So for an effect, that is a cause.
Yeah.
And for a cause, that is an effect. This is law, guys. Oh, but I'm suffering. Okay, I agree. You must be suffering. Yes. But what I can guarantee to you, you are not suffering more than you can handle. You may not see a way out, you may not see how to sort it out. You may be in this kind of situation. Yeah. But the best thing you need to do when you are facing this kind of situation is calm down. I know this is very redundant. The calm down here is have a deep breath. Pray. Not to resolve your situation, but to inspire you with a good solution. To inspire you how to act. Do the analysis. Why I am end up in this situation? Will you find the cause?
Oh yeah.
For sure you're gonna find. And once you find this cause, don't be afraid and don't be prideful to raise up your hands and say, I am sorry, my bad. I did this and it's wrong. And of course, you have to deal with the consequences as usual, you know. Perhaps you're gonna lose some friends, but you will gain another ones. Because when we are in this kind of let's say adventure, we change our vibration, we change our vibration, we change it. And those friends who is not in the same level of this vibration, they're gonna leave. It's natural. And other friends who are in this level of vibration will reach. That's why if you put yourself in a self-pity situation, oh, I am the worst person. I do charity, I do this, I do that, and why God did this to me? You know, you are putting you down. And as much as you put you down, more spirits, more people who are in this level will push you down instead of push you up. And the other way is the same thing. As much as you have courage to fight, to deal with the consequence, try to fix, do things right here, fix them tomorrow, you know, rethink, change your attitudes, change your mind, you will attract people and spirits who are on that vibration. You know, like it happens to me here. It's kind of do this. I need to sort it out, some coding problem here, something right here. When I spend like too much time, the first thing I do is I just leave. I go do something, take a water, take a walk, come back, and out of blue, a solution come up. Of course, this not happen all the time, but you get inspired to. And the big question here is where our mission here is die as a better person when I born. In simple words, that's it. But it at least you are trying to do it. It's a first step. I like the beginning of the item 13. Ferdinand, a protecting spirit, he says, never be prideful of what you know, because that knowledge has very restricted limits in the world in which you live. Even supposing you were a prominent intellectual celebrity on this planet, still you would have no right to be proud. If God, within his designs, causes you to be born in an ambient where you could develop this intelligence, then it was because he wished you to use it for the benefit of everyone. Again, guys, what Wanderley said, a new era, a new time, a new world, you can call it regeneration, whatever name you want to use. It's when we start to 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 say the verb I and replace this verb for we. When we start to think about what is good for us, what is good for everyone, what's good for me, what's good for him, what's good for her. No, what's good for us. When we change this mentality, then I believe, okay, we are going to change towards regenerated world. While we take this example, while I'm taking all the vaccines to me and leave the others, and after the vaccine, I have vaccinated all my population, I think about the others, we still have a problem.
Oh, yeah.
While you still have many options to eat, and people do not have anything to eat, we still have a problem. While you have a comfort bed to sleep, and we still have people living on the streets, this is not good. And this is not religion. This is not even something we can manage, but we can start today. Change your attitudes, change your mindset, change your view. So I think and I believe the mission of intelligence person on earth, it is change the mindset from I to us. What is good for us? What is good for my family and society here? I don't know. That's it what I have to say for today, guys. Ask your questions if you have any questions. Do you agree, disagree? Tell us, because it is what we have for today in terms of chapter 7. Unless you have more things to say, and we may have forget here, by the way.
No, I just want to break something like this. Sometimes we may ask ourselves, what is intelligence? Is it to speak several languages? Is it to know about numbers, about perhaps internet codes? Nowadays, to know about accounting in Ireland, for example, where accounting jobs they are everywhere. What is intelligence? One may ask. And we are not talking about here this intelligence which is related to the material life. Of course, to know certain things like this, they are very important. As some Greek philosophers, they used to say that the universe is made of numbers. The universe, the star, they are in a position because of numbers. So number is the great music of the universe. Is the numbers are the spirit of God. But here we are trying to say that all this knowledge that we have here in the world, they are really valid, of course. But the knowledge that we have here, this intelligence that we have, it's only real intelligence, as Stevan said, once we are putting through to help the others. Because you may be someone very clever, and what do you do? Instead of helping people, you go there and create an atomic bomb. You go there and you destroy countries. Like we had in the Second World War, and in the first also, but more in the second. So many people, they were creating tools, they were creating weapons to kill the others. So many of the guys behind the great discoveries of Second World War, they were scientists, which before were trying to discover something good. But some of them lost their way, lost their path, and they used their intelligence to create a killing machine. Joanna de Angelis explains to us that once an intelligent man comes back to the spiritual world, because he was given certain level of intellect that some spirits they haven't been given this opportunity. Yes, in their cases, there is a mentor who says, "What have you done with the intelligence which I gave you? Have you done all the things that we agreed here before? Have you perhaps tried to solve, certain issues, maybe trying to figure out, why we still have cancer or HIV or whatever?" And if that person who had that mission, who had that intelligence, goes back to the spiritual world and says, "No, I used my intelligence to create an algorithm where I could become richer and richer, or where I could, create tools to perhaps help other presidents to control people in a bad way, I mean, of course." Then Joan explains that this servant, they're gonna be like in the parables of Jesus. They're gonna be thrown away in the fire, because there is no heaven, of course, guys. That's a parable, but they're gonna be thrown in the fire, and there they shall be tears, and I forgot the word. They shall be weeping. They shall be very bater de dentes, ranger de dentes, Steven. I forgot. They shall be a lot of pain. Basically, that's
I
what
don't know.
yeah, they shall be, in a deep pain. So here, the intelligent man that Joanna de Angelis and the World Regeneration is asking, is not the man who knows everything, but is the man who controls his emotions, who controls his feelings, who maybe at work control his anger towards his colleagues at work. Some of us, we are gentlemen at the Spirited Center, or we are gentlemen in lives, for example. We are gentlemen at work, but at home, we may be people who maybe fight with our partners, who are not nice with our kids. So we are using this, we are wearing this mask of the nice person. So Joanna tries to explain to us, let's use this intelligence to do something good, like Stevan said, to banish the I and start to live in the world of the we. Because in the world of regeneration, of course, there will still be some certain level of selfishness, because the world of regeneration is not a pure world. Let's make that very clear, because some people in the Spiritist movement, they think that the world of regeneration, we're gonna have, no pain. We will have no tears, no people stealing. There will be no more, I don't know, pride or stuff like this. Yeah, we're still gonna have all the things that we have right now, but they're gonna be less, because the world is changing. We are changing. Once we are in a stage after the regeneration, once we start to become better spirits, yes, perhaps we're going to be leaving these things behind. And we're going to be looking 2,000 years ago and say, how come Wanderley could have done that? Or Stevan, how come people, they could have done this? How come they were able to use cars with petrol, with fossil fuel destroying their own planet? How come they were destroying the sea? So the spirits in the future, they're gonna be asking these things because we're gonna look quite primitive. Believe me, guys. Once we think about the man of the cave who was having a woman, pulling a woman by her hair and having a big stick in his hands, we think, oh, that's a primitive man. Like we are intelligent, we are sophisticated. Not in the eyes of pure spirits. They look at us like if we were that savages from 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 10,000 years ago, guys. Let's not make a let's not mix up here intelligence, which is to have certain knowledge of the material world, which is good because we have to understand the material world. But the intelligence which the spirits are talking about here is the moral intelligence of a spirit who does not act anymore, who does not react anymore, and only acts, who only looks at another spirit and think he or she as their brothers. And once they are making something which they shouldn't have done, they do not judge. They think, poor spirit, he still thinking that's the correct way, but that's okay. He's going to improve. That's the future of us. Perhaps we cannot see that because we are still. It's like this. We are in a building, okay, which is there is fire everywhere. It's hot. We hear people crying. We hear people screaming, and we think there is no way out. We think that's the end. But after certain suffering, we are able to manage. We are able to go out of that building, and we take a deep breath, and we say, "Thank God, I thought that was the end." And that's the phase which humanity is going through now. We are in the middle of the trouble. But guys, believe me, we gonna go through that because there are good spirits who are helping us. According to Joana de Angelis again, Kardec will reincarnate, Saint Francis will reincarnate, Emmanuel probably incarnated already. All the good spirits from the past, Plato and Socrates, they will reincarnate at this tragic time of humanity in order to help us. Of course, they're not going to say, hello, I'm Plato. Hello, I'm Socrates. Hello, I am blah. No, they're going to come here as unknown people, but with a lot of knowledge, which will help humanity to improve. We are in the middle of something bad, but nearly there, guys, we're going to see the light. That's what the spirits are trying to bring to us here.
Yeah, perfect. And the sentence here we have to say is, this shall pass.
This shall pass, yeah. Everything shall pass.
Your moment of happiness here, this shall pass. Your moment of problems here, this shall pass.
Yeah.
For sure. I guarantee to you. What I cannot say to you how long gonna take, but I guarantee this shall pass. And Robbie says here, let us remember the blessing and honor this opportunity brings to each of us. It is. Being incarnated is an honor. And it is up to us to take an advantage of this or not. Wow, excellent discourse, Wanderley. Yeah, he's my friend, Yeah. So it is, guys. We need to make sure we are here for a short period and we need to learn as much as we can. And always, always trying to do the good for us and for the others who are surrounding us. That's the main lesson of this chapter here. When we change the verb I and you pronoun I and use us, it means we are in the right path. Okay, that's it for us today. If you guys don't have any more questions,
let's make some announcements, Stevan.
Yeah, so every Wednesday we do have our study group. So if you want to join, send an email to spiritismisland@gmail.com, and Nate or Tanya will send you the link to be there. Okay? No background, nothing is required. Just send an email and you join the group. Okay? Also, we ask you to, if you're watching us on YouTube, share, give a like, because we need to reach a certain number of subscriptions in order to trigger some
tools, yeah,
some features or tools in order to make our videos better and approach more people. Okay, so it's Spiritism Ireland, our
Spiritist Society of Ireland.
Spiritist Society of Ireland. I was reading the message. Yeah. Okay. And tomorrow, don't forget, we do have the Spiritual Light. And on Thursday, we will be here with Nate or Samantha to go to have some reflections about the Spirit's book. That's it, my friends. So let me do the final prayer. So let's raise up our thoughts again towards our mentors. Ask them to send over us his blessings, filling us up with love, with tenderness. May this vibration reach out to our neighbors, our friends, our family, those brothers and sisters we don't know, but they are involved in these good vibrations. May we have an opportunity to do the good things for us and for those who are surrounding us. So be it. Amen. Okie dokie. Okay. Once again, thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow and Thursday. Enjoy your week. And thank you, everyone who joined us today. Mara Lane, Don, Maria Moreira, Lea, Carlos Felipe, Robbie Brown, Patricia,
Patrocínio, Maria Irene, Carlos Felipe,
Hipólito, Charles Path, Camila Almeida. So thank you, everyone, for your time. Okay? God bless you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks very much.